After 11 years of doing like 130 shows per year, I can tell you that imagining the crowd in their underwear is not going to help you, okay? Today I'm giving you 8 real pieces of advice to help your confidence on stage. This can apply to speakers, artists, singers, anyone who has to get up in front of a crowd. I personally think that all of these points apply to all of you. Starting off with number 1, and this one is often overlooked, but it's being in something that you are comfortable in. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've gone to a gig and I have been a little too skimpy with what I decided to wear, and I was so over concerned with having a nip slip or something showing that I didn't want to be shown, that I could not focus on selling the product. And we'll get to that point at the end, but I couldn't focus on giving the audience what they deserve because I was too in my head about my outfit. Make sure it's something that you are comfortable wearing, and no matter which way you bend, you will be okay. Piggybacking off of that, wear something that you feel freaking fire in. I can't tell you the amount of times that I have performed so much better based on my outfit because I know that I'm serving beep that day. Like every time I have a new outfit, I am like slaying the game. So I think wardrobe is super important. Number 1, being comfortable, and number 2, looking like you own the fucking stage. Moving on to point number 2, being so knowledgeable on what you are speaking about, singing about, anything, like it is the back of your hand. You need to know this shit in your sleep. I have been guilty of screwing up somebody's first dance at their wedding. I have been guilty of messing up the words many times, and I still do it. Your anxiety goes through the roof when you don't know the material like the back of your hand. I notice this all the time. Here's a great test that I use. Playing another song and then trying to start said song, the first dance song, the song that you're going to perform while that other song is playing. If you can hear it and you know the words, you know the rhythm, you can sing it all the way through while something else is playing in the background, I think it's safe to say that you know the shit. With that being said, there's a lot of times that I have not been in that position, and it definitely shows. And it also, I feel it in my body when I'm not prepared. Okay, point number 3. Stop giving a flying hoot about what people think. This one is really hard because when you're on stage, you are the spotlight, you are the person in charge, you are the person who is in the center of the light, right? You're in the spotlight, and it's like every little mistake that you could possibly make, someone is gonna see. Yes, but also no. And I think that not giving a fuck about what anyone thinks is going to help you more than it will hurt you, and here's why. In regards to like social media things and what I post when I'm doing my original music, I know that there's people online that have unfollowed me because I'm OD. I know there's people on there that think that I'm cringe, but I am not in a position to give a shit about them when I have a goal of getting to 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify this year. I can't give a shit about them when I have a goal of touring and doing my original music for me. You know what I mean? Like, my goal is much bigger than the opinion of someone else. So I encourage you to keep that in mind when you are on stage, giving a speech, singing. You need to be so grounded in what you're selling that no one else's opinion is going to faze you or matter. Point number 4 is a lot harder than it seems, but it's to show up with what you have that day. For voice in particular, you could wake up and the weather could derail you completely. I might not have an upper register for my performance. And this comes with practice and time and repetition, but I now have learned how to get around my upper register and improv almost, or pick other notes or jump to other places, so that I can avoid having a vocal crack or sounding like, a mouse. My best yesterday is not my best today, and it's not going to be my version of the best tomorrow. So you just have to take it literally one day at a time and understand that we're just living in this vessel, and it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to be better than somebody else. There's always going to be someone better than you, and there's always going to be somebody worse than you. Point number 5 is let yourself be wrong. Oh my goodness. This took me such a long time to master and I still haven't, but it sucks when you forget the lyrics to a song or you mess up a melody of something or your voice cracks. I mean, like, it's really a nightmare. It's a nightmare. You have to let yourself be wrong because what happens is you're going to learn from it, number one. And number two, if it's that horrible, you're not going to let it happen again. It also is all a part of the learning experience. And after doing this for 11 years, I know it seems, and this is like just my band. I also run this band, I manage this band, and I oversee 11 other musicians. So, like, I've been wrong plenty of times and I will continue to be wrong plenty of times. But here's what I've learned through that aspect. I would rather be confident and wrong than timid and shy and correct. That's not where respect comes from. You got to let yourself be wrong. You're only going to learn from it. And it's all part of the process. They're growing pains. Point number 6 with all of my fingers. This, in my opinion, is the most crucial point of this entire video. And it's to sell the bit. I will relate this back to karaoke. Okay, some people fear karaoke, some people love karaoke. I sing for a living, so for me to do karaoke is like kind of pointless. There are people that do karaoke that are so bad, but they completely immerse themselves in the performance. They sell it so much that they wind up getting standing ovations. People stop caring when you are confident about what you are performing. You have to sell the bit. Here's another example. I mess up words on stage all of the time. I used to literally be crumbled by this. This used to derail my entire day. Now, it's like I make them up and do something that sounds like it if I blank and I laugh it off. And like really nobody notices. What did I used to do? I would stand in one spot and I would dwell on it for the rest of the show. We can't be doing that. Nobody's going to remember that you messed up the words. Yeah, there's people in high school that have talent shows and like it's just you on stage. But like, listen, fake it till you make it. I am a firm believer in that in any facet of life. But this all ties back to selling the bit. Some people are so gifted with humor. Like, I really don't have that. Diverting the forgetfulness or diverting what is actually happening into something funny, and people just love it. They eat it up, they forget about it. It adds personality. Number 7 is more about just advice that doesn't work. This is really difficult because I think it depends on the person, but even still to this day, when I run a wedding, this is the most stressful hour of my existence every single time. I've been doing this now for 3 years, in particular, running weddings and orchestrating a band and being the entertainment for these weddings. By the way, also, you work pretty much with these clients and coordinators for a whole year prior to this event. So like, in my mind, I know the shit. I know what's gonna go down. I've had the timeline. I know the maitre d'. I've talked to the coordinators. I've been fucking cahootsing with the bride and the groom this whole time. But there is something about the day of when everyone's eyes are on you and you are the music. You're the first dance. You're the specialty dances. You're all of the intros. And every single song is different, you know? So like, stakes can be really high. Imagining people in their underwear is not the answer because that never has helped anybody ever. You'll catch me on stage like kind of rubbing my chest, and does that really do anything? I'm not sure. I don't technically have the answer for anxiety in the moment because all I know how to do is breathe and tell myself, you have been preparing for this and you know this. That goes back to point 2, I think. All of these things that I'm telling you are to prevent you feeling this anxiety. Now, granted, there are going to be times where you are going to be scared shitless. I mean, anything that you do that's brand new is going to be hard. Any audition that you go into that you've never done before is going to be hard. The biggest stage you've ever performed on is going to be difficult. It's going to be scary. Anything new is going to be scary, but that's where the growth is. And I think in combination with breathing, understanding that you've been preparing for this, and knowing that this is where you're supposed to be. Bottom line is there's always going to be situations that are going to make you anxious and that are going to be scary. And that's okay. That's also still part of the grind. We just have to remember, yes, I'm meant to do this. I'm meant to be here. I deserve this. And just give it your best. Show up your best for that day. Last but not least, point number 8. This isn't necessarily a piece of advice, but more so what to look out for. Here's how you could tell when someone isn't confident, in my opinion. They're closing their eyes when speaking or singing. That is like number 1 rule of I'm not confident. I'm not saying you got to go up to people and be like, although scary enough, I do that at like every gig. Another way to tell is when there's no emotion behind what they're saying. So maybe more of like a monotone performance, maybe just like no emotion in their performance at all. And it's more so just like they are running through the motions just to get through the song. Rushing is another huge one to know if someone isn't confident, like getting ahead of the song, or especially if you're singing something a cappella and you go, way out of time. I would also argue that someone who can't take a compliment is not confident. I do have a hard time taking compliments, but there's a difference between being humble and thinking that you're not good enough to be where you are. I've seen that quite a bit. And then at that point, you're kind of just like validating the person, and then it's not fun for anybody. There's also little things that you could do, such as audience participation. Now, this takes a leap of faith for those who are not used to it. I have to understand that. Now it's second nature to me. And there are still times where I will ask the audience to participate and they just won't. And do I feel like an idiot? Not anymore. I don't give a shit now, but I used to. It really, really killed me. Oh, am I not doing my job? Am I not loud enough? Am I not good enough? All these things will run through your head, and that's normal. That is completely normal. But I'm here to tell you, as someone who's done almost 1,500 shows now over the last 11 years, all of these things come with time, and the best way to be more confident is to just get in the reps. That is really, truly the best way. But all the things that I've listed are really, really, really helpful. Dive into all of those things and try them out and see how you feel. You can report back to me in the comments. If this helped you, I would love a like and subscribe. I have been trying to post more on here. I have a project coming out. I have an album coming out in October, and I have a new single dropping on Friday. I hope to put this up tomorrow. I'm already 2 days late in fine musician fashion. Anyways, I am Adriana. If you don't know me, I am an independent artist working from the ground up and starting from absolutely zero. No Nepo shit. No help from anybody, literally starting as a nobody and just grinding the only way I know how. So if you want to stick around for the journey, I will be here, obviously. And you could check out all my links down below. I will link everything there. And I will see you guys next time.